Hey everybody, it's Craig with Small Town Wreath Shop. How is everybody today? Today we're going to be Hey everybody, it's Craig with Small Town Wreath Shop. I've had a lot of questions of asking how I make my bows for our wreaths, y'all. As y'all can see, there's one of Melissa's snowman wreaths right here behind me. A lot of requests to know how to make my bows. Don't overthink it, y'all. Just don't overthink it. They're very easy to make. It just takes practice. Takes some pretty good ribbon to do it with. So I hope y'all enjoy this, and I hope you learn something. I'm Craig with Small Town Wreath Shop, and we're gonna dive right in. So let's make our first one, y'all. I just picked out some ribbons. I'm gonna do two different ones. I like my bows to be airy. I don't like them to be, if you're gonna do a tree topper or something that's got a lot of loops, 16, 20, 24 loops in it, and it's big, and it just makes a statement. That's fine. These bows though, that we make for our wreaths, they're airy, just in case we're putting some greenery or something through, so you can kind of see things behind it, if that makes any sense. So let's get started here. Alright, so we got some 2.5 inch snowman ribbon that I'm going to use for this tutorial. So we got some snowman. We've got another little gray and red or burgundy colored stripe. I like these, y'all. These are gray and red. They're kind of wild, but they do actually look good. Normally, I always tell everybody, make sure you bring in a little bit of solid, but with this one, y'all, we're going to actually keep with the, this is some polka dot. This is some polka dot ribbon. Very, very pretty. So that's going to be our first. We're going to do a red and we're going to do a blue. So we're going to start. So kind of lay out your pattern. Decide this is how I kind of wanted it. So that's kind of what we're going to work with for the first one. So use your 2.5 inch on the bottom. I always like to dovetail my ribbon as I go. You can make it if it's directional. Y'all, if you want to change it and flip it so the snowmen are looking the same way, you can absolutely do that. I'm gonna zoom in. Let me zoom in real quick and kind of get centered so y'all can kind of see what I'm doing. Alright, so, and I do use tie wraps, y'all. I do use zip ties and the chenille stems. Now you can tie it together with chenille stems if that's what you want. Let's get him out of the way. But I do use the tie wrap. Now when I make mine, I make my tails on one side. This is my right side. This is my left side. I work from left to right. That's just the way my mind works, so that's what I do. So make them, usually if I'm on her mat, pick you out a number. Let's say we got right there at the, the 15. So we go 25, 27. So you can go all the way up to 29 inches, and that'll give you your 14-inch tail if you want. Let's do 12s right now. So we're going to do 12. I just let it lay in here like this, where it's straight up and down. Get my tail length like I want, and I grab it, and I reach over, and I twist it, and I pull. And I kind of just lay down. You just want to make sure you get that twist. I do kind of like to, I don't need my loops and stuff laying exactly. Pull you some slack off. Make that twist good. I like to go about 6.5 inches. If I'm doing a, you can go bigger, but unless it's a really, really good ribbon, and just do it again, just repeat the process. If it's a really good ribbon, it'll help it stand up from the bottom. If it's really, stiff, got some really good wire, just kind of work with your little twist there. Do the same thing, twist it, I twisted it again, and we're going to make one more loop at 6.5. So just find your 6.5, and then we're just going to squinch it down and just work your loops out. And check the length on them, make sure they're pretty close. Like I said, don't make it too hard. It's not that hard, y'all. It doesn't have to be perfect. even though my OCD brain thinks it does. Now this side of my tails, this side is 12 inches. This side we're going to cut off at a little past 9. So we're going to cut him off there. We're only doing, with the 2.5 inch ribbon on this one, we're only doing one loop. We're going to do one loop on each side for the bottom. Let me cut this. Make sure you do your dovetails. I always put the wire. I use my left hand, and I put the wire in my left hand, squeeze together, and I go up. You know, you go from low to high, and make a pretty dovetail. Keep my scraps. Y'all know I like to keep my scraps to staple behind on when we put our signs on. Alright, so we're going to go with the middle one. So we're going to do 2 loops, one on each side. Then we're going to do this one, the center. So we're going to do a 1, 2, 1. So you got 1, then it's going to be 2 loops, and then 1 loop for this one. We're going to do the blue one a little different. Dovetailing. Now we're going to, I only keep my tails maybe 1/4 of an inch to 3/8 of an inch shorter, and my loops too. I don't really go, same thing, pull you some slack. Now we're only going to go, I mean, you can take, you know, not quite a finger difference. You want to start shortening it up. So about 3/8 of an inch difference. And we're going to do 2 of these on each side. And just, you shorten up the bottom one, then you do the next ones on top the same length. So you do your twist. Make sure your length's right. You don't want to have to go back and do that. Now you keep these, keep the colors of the loops the same. So these 4 are going to be the same length. Do your twist. Make sure it's the same length as your other one. Pull your slack. Make you another loop. And scrunch it down in the middle. And this is the Pro Bow 4-in-1. Now I'm going to cut this one just a little bit shorter, not much. It's actually not going to be much shorter at all. So we've got the 2 loops of that one. We'll go ahead and do our dovetail. Same thing. I hold it in my left hand and I go up. Like that. And then we use these little push pins to keep this ribbon in, because it wants to fly everywhere. Alright, last but not least, some pretty polka dot ribbon. So dovetail him. You don't have to dovetail him if you don't want. You can cut him at an angle, whatever you like. And a little bit shorter than that last tail. Twist, push him down. Make this loop a little shorter than the last ones. And we're only going to do 1 loop on the top. This is going to be a real, like I said, this bow is going to be real airy. It's not going to be like maybe some of the bows that you've seen or y'all have made. I'm sure y'all have seen some like this. To me, they have the shape more of a skinny bow tie. And the loop, you have long tails and short tails. So I like to, when we put them in the wreaths, I like to turn those long tails down where they hang, and your short ones, you know, kind of go up, and then you can trim all your tails after you get it put in. Alright, raise it up. Just keep it in your fingers. Take your zip tie. Make sure you got it the right way. And we're just gonna zip him up just a little bit. Zip him down. Don't put him tight. Make it to where you can get him off. Alright, now I got to try to make sure I can stay in the camera. Now we're going to take the chenille stem and we're going to stick it under the zip tie. Put him about halfway. Get him kind of even. And start pulling down. Now you keep that across your bow, y'all. You keep that stack. Try to keep the stack as straight as you can when you tighten up. Keep it straight. Take a look at it before you zip him down. And then pull him down. Pull him down pretty good. And that kind of gets him cinched down in place. Now I don't cut anything yet until I fluff the bow out. Let's move that out the way. Alright, now when I fluff my bows, I just pick a side. It doesn't matter. Just so happen the long tails are down toward me. Now, being that you only have one loop, one tail, I just kind of separate those because I let him kind of stay a little bit in the middle, and then we start. You kind of treat it like a V. So you have two. You want this one showing between those two. I always tell everybody, whichever way that loop is comfortable going, let him go that way. Just let it go. You can take these tails, you can either leave them in the middle. I kind of like to put them opposite. So we had one tail this way, so I'm going to go one this way. Then we're going to let that polka dot one kind of lay right there in the middle. Let me fix him. I'm going to twist him. Sometimes you got to yank and pull on them, y'all. And we're going to leave him off to this side. That's the last one. Then we're going to flip it around. We're going to just turn it around. And I like to take my stuff the same way. Like the bottom one on this one kind of went that way. So this is where he's going. He's going to go this way. Tail's going to kind of go across where, well, actually, it's different. Actually, put that tail this way. That way it lines up with that other tail. Same thing with this one. This tail's coming this way. So let's take that same color and go across so it kind of makes an X. It's not that hard. It's not rocket science. And it just takes practice. I'm going to take this one. Since he's crossways, work that wire straight. Just straighten everything out. Everything kind of gets pulled together, and you just got to work with it. Especially before you stick it on whatever you're going to do, you know, whether it's a wreath or if you're putting it on a lamp post or anything like that. Make sure those loops are opened up a little bit. And that's bow number one. And you see how you can still see through a lot of these little, let me zoom back out, y'all. You can still see through a lot of these little cracks and crevices. Now you have your long tails down. They look really, really pretty. You can put them sideways. They run parallel really, really well to, like, say, the snowman. Whatever you have in your wreath, they work really good to get that length. That's just what I think. But they come out very pretty, y'all. They're very pretty. Now I actually, if I need to tighten up, which I don't, that's when I tighten up. Once he's ready, I'm not going to cut it on this video, but I take my snips and I cut my, well, I can cut it. And this is when I cut the zip tie. Just cut it up close. Just cut him off. And there you go, bow number one. Pretty, pretty, y'all. Pretty, pretty bow. And they do make a statement. You can make these a little bit more. This one's going to be fuller next, and they will make some good tree toppers. And just leave your tails as long as you want. Leave some long tails and let them be streamers down the tree. Y'all know I like my coffee now. So bow number one is done. We're gonna hit bow number two. I know I like blue. Blue's my favorite color. I know there's people do blue Christmas trees and stuff, and I really, really like blue. I do. This one's going to be a little different. This bow, I did a 1, 2, 1. This one's going to be a 1, and then we're going to build what they call a blast-off bow on top of it. 3, 2, 1 on top. It's going to be fuller. Same thing. Let me zoom back down. Zoom back in. I think I'm pretty close. Alright, cut your tails. Dovetail. This is a pretty little, it's almost like a, golly, it's a bark type ribbon. We've got the trees in our backyard, y'all. And I can't remember the name of them. Oh, golly, they got some little heavy paper looking bark on them. I forgot what they're called. I forgot. Wow. Alright, same thing. Let's do this one a little different. Let's do this one. No, you know what? I'm going to keep the same tails. So we're going to do the same thing. Alright, grab a cross. This is some really stiff ribbon. So twist him good, lay him out. Make sure he lays. Get you some slack. Remember, we're only doing one loop of this. One loop on each side. Just kind of get that twist kind of tight in the middle. Work out some of those. We're still going 6.5. We might make him a little bit longer. So he's going to be close to 7. About 6 3/4. This is some really stiff ribbon. If you're going to put ribbon on the bottom, y'all, or when the ribbon that you pick out for the bottom, actually pick out some good ribbon. Pick out some really good stiff ribbon. Even if it's a 4-inch ribbon, it really works good as a platform to keep the bow kind of, straight. If you have some little floppy ribbon on the bottom, y'all, your whole bow's just going to start out wrong. I actually think I'm going to go longer. So now it's going to be pretty close to keeping them even. I'm going to go a little bit longer. We're going to do long tails on both sides. So let's put him over there. We'll have to find a wreath to put him in. Put them in. Just kind of make them even. Make your dovetails. Anybody remember the name of the tree that I'm talking about? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget, y'all, to like the videos. Give us a thumbs up. We'd appreciate it. It absolutely helps our channel. It helps us grow. Helps us continue to create content for y'all. And, we appreciate it. It's such a blessing that we get to do this with y'all. Check us out on all of our social media platforms. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And watch us on Facebook. We do a lot of Facebook Lives. So y'all give us a follow over there on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're on most all the platforms. Pinterest. Alright, so same thing. Shorten up that tail a little bit. This time, y'all, we're doing 3 loops of this pretty blue. This is a little bit different shade of blue. So it's going to bring that, it's going to pop out that back side because it's a little lighter than this navy on the bottom. So now we're going to do 3 on each side of him. It's the same process over and over and over, y'all. Just take your time. Take your time. Pay attention what your loops are looking like. All of these are going to be the same length, or at least pretty close. There's 2. And there's our 3. Now this one's just not gonna, it's still gonna come out airy, or what I call airy, but it's gonna be a little fuller than the last one. Just making sure. Alright, so we're gonna cut him off a little shorter than that one. I kind of just hold down in the middle, y'all, to keep it so I'm not pulling on it, so it doesn't just go anywhere. Alright, next we're going to bring in that little bit of solid. This is a navy denim ribbon. So we're bringing back the navy back in a little bit to douse down some of this shine, because we got a lot of bling going on, a lot of glitter. Same thing, a little bit shorter than the last one. This one's going to be 2, so we've got 1, 3, 2, 1. We're going to keep building on top. So we've got 2. A little bit shorter than those ones with the little stars on them. With our 3s. And we're going to do 2 of these. I had some of this ribbon that was open that we've used. Some of it before. So that's what I'm using. We've got a lot of ribbon, y'all. Don't forget to check out our shop. We do sell ribbon, mesh, wreath forms, and everything. So y'all check us out at smalltownwreathshop.com. I will try to put links to things that we use and to our shop in the description below. so y'all can check that out. We'd appreciate that. Alright, so I'm going to dovetail this one. Y'all, I'm a guy that worked in the oil field for 21 years, so if you don't think you can make bows, I believe you can. Never thought that I would be able to do it, but I learned. Alright, so now we're going to bring some of this pretty, and it's got some sheen to it, some pretty polka dots, navy blue with polka dots. Let me throw that away. Like the red polka, just like the red we use, except it's navy blue. So let's get him cut. And this is a pretty ribbon, y'all, but this is a lighter ribbon. You don't want to use this on the bottom. It's not going to help it. It's not going to help the shape of the bow. Now we're going to bring in a little pop of them polka dots. And we're only doing one of these. Y'all, it's Halloween day, so happy Halloween if you're watching. Happy Halloween from the Bickhams here at Small Town Wreath Shop. We really do appreciate all of our followers, all of our customers. Absolutely wonderful. I hope y'all getting some something out of this video. If you are, give me a thumbs up. We appreciate it. Make sure you share it. Share the video with somebody. Make sure you sprinkle. That's what we always say on Facebook. Sprinkle. Sprinkle, spread the love. Invite somebody to come hang out with us. We have a good time when we're live. We do put a schedule out on Sundays on our page. Alright. Now we're going in with the zip tie, y'all. Now you can use whatever color zip tie you want. I think this is about a 8-inch zip tie. So kind of slide him up them pegs there. Kind of get him started. Zip him down, but don't zip him all the way. Alright, now that stack you can see better. You can kind of see how that stack is. Try to get him turned right, y'all. So we're going to put that zip tie right in the middle of all of that, what we call the stack, where everything got twisted. It's kind of lined up. And we're going to make sure we've got a hole right there, so we can stick that chenille stem in and put him about halfway, just like the last one. Then I kind of start pulling down, make sure that stack's straight before we cinch him up. And look, you pull him down, but don't just, you know, over tighten it. Alright, so he's pretty good, because you can always keep tightening him as you keep moving around, you know. Alright, so let's get that out the way. Same thing, y'all. I'm going to zoom back out on this one. Alright, so the same thing. Just pick whichever way you want to go. I made these tails kind of the same length. And just start going. Same thing on the bottom. We've only got one tail, one loop. So you just put the tail and then leave the loop kind of in the middle. Maybe move him over a little bit. Now these three. So whichever way they want to go, I do 1, 2 all the way across. And I leave the top one in the middle, so it makes them 3 fingers like that. And just pull on them, yank them. We're gonna send this tail opposite over here, since I got one over there. That's just my mind frame, the way it works. You can do whatever you like. Now we got the 2. Pull him down. So we got this one, and look, he seems like he wants to go over here, so we're gonna let him. He did. He wanted to be, he was more comfortable being on that side. So now you got another split, and you can see those, you can see that blue right through that split right there. See how they're split open? I hope this is very informative, and I hope y'all enjoyed enough that y'all do sprinkle it out there so somebody can learn, just like I did. You know, we all started somewhere, and I've been very blessed and very fortunate to have met a lot of good people that do this. A lot of wonderful people in this wreath making community. Alright, so now we got our last one with them polka dots, and he's just, you know, he's gonna stay there by himself a minute, and we're gonna switch him around. Remember, follow you, find you. He's on this side, so we're gonna pull him opposite. That way he runs he runs across. Work on your little wires and stuff. I'll get them chenille stems out of the way. So let him go across, and then start. Like I said, I like to figure out which way. When I get to my 3, kind of send them the same way. So I find my bottom one, he went this way, so it doesn't matter. Just figure out. I like to kind of do them opposite, or whatever, just as long as they lay pretty. Same thing, kind of making little 3-finger feet right there, following the opposite tails. So if he goes across here, let's see which way he wanted to go. No, this one wants to go that way, so we're gonna let him. You can kind of feel if it's got some resistance and it doesn't want to, completely work. If it doesn't want to lay the right way. Now pull them tails where you want them. Work them loops out. Now whenever we ship our wreaths and stuff, y'all, the bows are going to get smashed down. So when you receive them in the mail, make sure you fluff them out. You can just, hang the wreath up, take a look at it, and you can tell which way it needs to kind of go. Open them loops up, get everything like you want it. Make sure everything's laying right. It looks good. Number 2, y'all. Beautiful, beautiful bow, blue bow. You can see how you see those little stars peeking behind. That's that little lighter blue. It can run, as you can tell, this shape's a little different, but y'all, beautiful, 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 beautiful. They're not hard. I know a lot of people like the way I make my bows. I have found a way that I enjoy making them, the way I like them. They kind of remind me of a spider. I don't know, they kind of just, but they're so pretty, y'all. So pretty. I'm proud of myself for being able to make them like this, and I'm proud that y'all like them. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. I'll continue to try to do this for y'all sometime. I've had a lot of requests, so we're going to continue on. All right, everybody. I hope you got some content, something that, some value out of this video. And if you did, let me know in the comments how y'all think y'all like them, and let me know if you give them a try and how they turn out. I hope y'all enjoyed it, y'all. Bye, everybody.